But what made you be like, hey, it's gonna happen for real? Was there some sort of catalyst? Was there this big moment that happened that you're like, hey, it's time to buckle down, or what happened?
I guess the moment, it was just like when I really decided, like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do with my life. That's one. And two, I noticed like my family or people around me, they really believed in what I was doing, in terms of like they kind of put a sense of hope towards it. Like, oh, you have to keep going doing this. Or people that I knew wouldn't agree with this profession, I feel like they were cheering me on and rooting for me. So I just felt like, damn, this is out of this person's character to even, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
think that this is attainable. So for me, that said a lot too. Like, damn, they're rooting for me, like, for real. Like, people really believe in me. Getting in your zone.
Amen, ladies and gentlemen, get in my zone indeed. You know what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? It's your motherfucking boy, Gamero, the Pharaoh, the poor man's Robert De Niro. You know what I'm talking about. Bald version. You know what I'm talking about. It is so very ecstatic. I am so very happy. How you doing? To be able to bring you another beautiful, beautiful episode this here midnight in Miami every Thursday at midnight. You know what it is. And it's another beautiful day joined by another illustrious, beautiful guest. You know what I'm talking about. But before we get to introducing the guest that we have today, ladies and gentlemen, behind the cameras, you know what I'm talking about. There's a man with a Boeing hat, and that man is a cameraman extraordinaire. You know what I'm talking about. Make your way to the microphone so you can say hello to the people. Ladies and gentlemen, behind the scenes, we got Ignacio in the his house. What's going on?
Yo.
Oh, God. That's a man of very few words. You know what I'm saying? You gotta love it. That's a man of very few words, but he means them when he says it. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you're wondering where's Emmy, and you know the answer to that. That man's traversing the nation, spreading the good word of midnight in Miami. But ladies and gentlemen, how do I even put into words the woman that I have before me today? You know what I'm talking about? The woman before me is a powerhouse of talents. You know, boom. You know what I'm talking about? This woman before me is constantly working on her craft. She doesn't take a day off ever. God, I've seen her put in work. Her music, ladies and gentlemen, is something that you need to bless your ears with. Ladies and gentlemen, in the Midnight in Miami studios, joining us today, we have Vicky Vee in the his house. What's up? How's everything?
What's going on?
Bro, I need some damn water after that introduction. I need a break. I'm sweating over here.
You did a good job.
I try. Vicky, talk to me. How has your weekend been? Talk to me a little bit. Talk to me about your weekend.
It's been crazy.
Oh.
It's been crazy along with all the other weekends before
Okay.
it.
Okay.
I've been having a lot on my plate. It's been crazy productive though.
Okay.
Crazy in a good way.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Vicky,
that's it.
elaborate. What are some things that you got on the plate right now? What are you working on?
I'm working on my mixtape, working
Okay.
on my EPK.
Okay.
I have a video being shot in the next week.
Okay.
You know,
Busy gal.
A lot of shit. And I have to stay in the studio.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, she's constantly putting that work in the studio. You know what I'm talking about. If you have not gotten a chance to check out Vicky Vee, you see all that good stuff on the screen. Check out the social media. You got to check out the sounds. You know what I'm talking about. Vicky, speaking of sounds, you know, if there's one thing that I want to get to the bottom of just right off the bat, how has your sound been affected, if it has been at all, during this pandemic? You know, where were you when the pandemic first broke out? You know, were you in the studio and you're like, oh my God, get away from me. I can't record near you. What was going on? Were you, you know, how did it affect your schedule for recording music, if it did at all?
To be honest, during the pandemic, I was very distracted. I was getting money.
Oh,
So
getting that bag.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So mostly towards the end of the pandemic, that's when I was like, okay, I need to get back in recording, writing, whatever. But I was having fun. I was having a lot of fun.
Gotta have a little bit of fun, you know what I'm talking about. Vicky, I guess I want to know, who was your biggest inspiration when you started, when you first started pursuing, your own sound, when you first started pursuing, to be able to identify yourself as an individual artist, someone who stands by themselves. Who would you say motivated you? Who would you say was a sound, an artist that you looked up to, that inspired your sound? Excuse me.
It was definitely more than one.
Of course, please do tell.
But Nicki for sure. Nicki, her lyricism.
Big shout out.
I listen to I like a lot of old school rap. I listen to a lot of Outkast. I like Pac, Trick, anything gangster.
Respect.
I listen to a lot of stuff like that. I also like Erykah Badu.
Oh, Erykah Badu.
Lauren.
Sings out of her soul.
Yeah, yeah. But I've always been a fan of lyricism, so for sure. Remy, like everybody lyrical.
So I guess why were you not a fan of, like, quote unquote, the mumble rappers, people who are not lyrical?
I didn't say that I wasn't a fan of it, but more so I gravitate towards the lyrical people,
Right.
the lyricists and stuff like that, because I like to play with words personally. I've always been that way, so naturally I just gravitated towards that type of music or that type of sound or those type of artists.
How would you, if you were to, be a non-standing...
Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I didn't say Gucci Man.
Oh, big shout out.
Guap.
Big shout out, Gucci Man. Oh, big shout out. That's a big tattoo on his face too. Respect. How would you, I guess, how would you describe your sound to someone who's never heard you before?
Honestly, describing my sound, I'd say I sound somewhat Southern.
Okay.
When I'm in the mood, lyrical. And we could just stop right there. I think I'm still kind of like finding.
And I think there's beauty in that. And there's beauty in experimenting and finding your sound, and going into the studio and, as they say, put in work, which brings me to my next topic of conversation. What's an experience like in the studio for you? What can someone expect from within the first 30 minutes of being in the studio with Vicky Vee?
First 30 minutes, we definitely need tequila.
Respect.
Sage, maybe.
Okay.
Gotta have the vibes. I don't typically populate like my session with many people.
Right.
I like to be alone. Yeah, that's pretty much it. From there, yeah, that's it. I like to vibe. I like solitude when I record, when I write. That's my creative process. If I'm thinking if I'm working on a certain track or something like that, I'll probably listen to that genre or try to get in the feel of that. Yeah, that's it.
Talk to me a little bit about your background. Where are you from? Your roots from. Talk to me a little bit about that.
I'm from Miami, Florida.
Respect. Shout out.
Partly from Cutler Ridge, partly from Little Haiti.
Very cool.
North Miami area. Haitian background. I was born here. What else?
Very cool. Very cool. Would you say that your Haitian background plays a role in the sound of your music?
Absolutely.
Talk to me a little bit about that.
I feel like a lot of the lingo that I use, kind of like you'd have to be from the islands to understand.
And as far as the actual, do you listen to music from the islands to pull inspiration, or not really?
I listen to everything to pull inspiration. I pull inspiration from everything.
Oh yeah?
Everything.
Not just music?
Not just music, situations, friends, families, memories. Most of it is my mind. You get what I'm saying? Personal experiences. Everything. You can pull inspiration from everything.
Vicky, some people are, I don't want to say afraid but intimidated by the thought of, when writing a song, let's say someone did you wrong, they're not really they're not going to put out the person's name, that person that did them wrong, whether it be that they got cheated on.
Why not?
Or right. What are your what are your views on it? Do you put them on blast, or do you kind of do you hold a certain level of respect? Where do you stand on that?
If I feel like putting you on blast, you're going on blast. If I don't feel like it's necessary, then this is whatever I feel.
What do you think would call for putting someone on blast?
It just depends on how you feel about it. I would say a name in a song. I wouldn't care.
Damn.
Yeah.
Have you been in a situation where you used music as an outlet because of something you were going through, whether it be, something like a breakup or anything like that? Was it the music that helped you pull through?
Music in terms of what I listen to help me pull through, yes.
Okay.
But as far as like being in a situation where somebody made me so passionate to go in the booth, never. Oh. Not yet. At least.
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
Ooh, not yet. Vicky, talk to me a little bit about your fashion sense. You definitely have a fashion sense that is unmistakable, if you will. Where did you get that inspiration from? Where do you get the inspiration for your outfits? Where do you learn, or where did you learn to pull these outfits together? Talk to me about that fashion sense.
In my mind. Just whatever I feel. I don't consider myself like a real, like a fashionista or anything like that. Like whatever I feel, for me, it's like it's the person that makes it work, not the clothes. You get what I'm saying? So I just, whatever I feel at the time. Or if I see something that I'm like, okay, that's hot, then I'll try to remake it or something like that. But I've never been a big like fashionista or anything like that, or at least I'm not yet.
Gotcha. Yeah. Do you put more like thought into the outfits that you're gonna wear for a performance?
Definitely.
Talk to me a little bit about that.
That is more like, for me, I want to represent, I guess, me on the inside, which I feel like I'm extremely bright and bold and blah, blah, blah. So I feel like I try to, before, like when I first started performing, I would always wear red, like bright red, blood red, because I feel like it stands out, it commands attention, you get what I'm saying? And that's one of my favorite colors. So I would always wear that. So for performances, I would probably always opt for something that stands out because I feel like my personality stands out. Yeah.
When you were growing up, did you always envision yourself with a career in the performing arts, in some capacity, or at what point did the passion for the music begin? Talk to me about that.
Definitely always. Growing up, I either wanted to be two things: a child psychologist or an actress, entertainer. Yeah. So I always knew that whatever it is, I wanted for people to be watching me. Except for the child psychologist part, but yeah,
right.
Yeah, for sure. Since I was like 4 or 5.
Oh wow! And at what point did you start taking it seriously? At what point was it no longer a hobby, and you're like, hey, this is what the fuck is going down?
At what point was it no longer a hobby? Maybe like 2.5 years ago.
Respect, hell yeah.
2.5 years ago.
Well, what made you be like, hey, it's gonna happen for real? Was there some sort of catalyst? Was there this big moment that happened that you're like, hey, it's time to buckle down, or what happened?
I guess the moment, it was just like when I really decided, like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do with my life. That's one. And two, I noticed like my family or people around me, they really believed in what I was doing, in terms of like, they kind of put a sense of hope towards it. Like, oh, you have to keep going doing this. Or people that I knew wouldn't agree with this profession, I feel like they were cheering me on and rooting for me. So I just felt like, damn, this is out of this person's character to even, you know what I'm saying,
right,
think that this is attainable. So for me, that said a lot too. Like, damn, they're rooting for me, like for real. Like, people really believe in me.
Like, there must be something,
they see
happening
something
for real if these people are supporting me. Talk to me about, you mentioned your family a little bit. Talk to me about their support, your support system when you decided to take this on a more serious manner. Was it all hands on deck, we support you, or was it, hey, let's find something a little bit more concrete?
all hands on deck, we support you.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Because not a lot of people get that, you know?
From the jump.
Wow. Wow. Shout out, big shout out, you know, because not a lot of people get that luxury to be able to have a group. And talk to me about the importance of having a support group, you know, having people in your corner to push you on your off days. Talk to me about that.
I think it's very important. I mean, I've gone through periods where like I'm doing a show or something like that, and I'm struggling to find people to come with me. You get what I'm saying? And the show still happened, but I've also been in situations where all of my friends come through for me and they're rooting for me. They're right there. And there's definitely a difference in feeling. Like when you do feel that support, it doesn't matter if it's like super in your face or they're just there, just the body being present for you. It makes a huge difference. It makes just the energy in itself makes you feel like, okay, I got this. Yeah.
Okay, I got this. And that's beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. Talk to me a little bit about that mental prep. You know, a lot of people don't talk about the mental preparation that goes into putting on a performance. Do you get the jitters? Do you get butterflies? Or do you not get that anymore? Talk to me about that.
Before I used to get super nervous and I'm going to perform. I have on freaking heels. My legs are shaking. Everything's like, but my very first time performing in front of like people I consider like celebrities, people that are celebrities. My first time, I remember like driving to the venue.
Right.
And for 20 minutes of the drive, I'm telling myself, there's no reason to be nervous. Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. Like the whole time, literally the whole time I'm repeating this to myself. So then at that point, like that night for that performance, I wasn't nervous at all. And then from there on forward, I just wasn't nervous anymore. Wow. I don't get nervous anymore.
Do you still need to do like the affirmations? Do you still kind of you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. You're not gonna be nervous, or are you not past? Are you past that?
I'm past it, but but if I need to, I'll do it.
Right. Hell yeah. Shit. Anyone would. You know what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, every single week we have 2, but now 3 because we got a new addition. 3 segments. You know what I'm talking about. And the first one is actually the movie review of the week. You know what I'm talking about? And in this beautiful segment, we ask our illustrious guest, whomever it may be, for a movie, a TV show. I mean, hell, we've had a damn video game suggestion in here before. So any sort of media that you want to recommend to our listeners, something that you couldn't suggest more. Let's say you got a big performance and you need to get your mind off of it. You know, you need something to distract you. Maybe something that you binge on Netflix, anything. Something that you would give ideally 5 stars to. What would you recommend?
You asked me for a show or a movie?
TV show, movie, anything.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Oh, banger. Oh my God. Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Are we going to pretend like that's not a banger? Like, talk to me. You know, did you watch that when you were younger? Do you watch that now? You talking about the old version? You talking about the new version? What's happening?
The new version.
Oh, I haven't checked it out.
Oh, you got to.
Oh, it's good?
I watched the older version. It was whack. But it was.
Put some respect, bro.
No, but the newer version is much better.
Okay.
I'm a fan of like thriller and horror and stuff like that. Dang. So yeah, go watch it. You should watch it.
How many stars would you give it out of 5?
6, 7, 8.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. All right. Vicky, you know, you had mentioned briefly about you being an actress / entertainment of sorts. Why don't you talk to me about your passion for acting? Is that something that you've pursued? Is that something that you're interested in pursuing? Talk to me about that.
I'm open to pursuing it. Honestly, like as I got older, I remember I told you I was like 4.
Of course.
As I got older, I'm like, damn, it's a little hard. It look hard as hell.
It does.
Them people do not look like they're having fun behind the scenes. But yeah, I'm very open to doing it. And I said acting because people tell me all the time, like, on the regular basis, like, you should be on a reality show. You should be on da 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 da. I guess because of my personality, you know, I'm very random. I'm like borderline, probably have Tourette's. Like, yeah, no, for real. So that's really where it came from.
Right.
People just noticed that about my personality, and yeah.
Do you apply that in when you're shooting music videos? You know, she recently shot a music video that you can see on the screen as well, unless we get copyright taken down. You know what I'm saying? But do you know, is that acting for you? Talk to me about the process when you film a music video.
I'd like to incorporate it when I film a music video, but but when I'm filming, I'm so serious. It's just like it doesn't come out. But I'd love to. Filming, I'd say it's fun. It's definitely, shooting my videos are very fun. But because of, I feel like I've been so involved in the production that I don't usually get to let go enough. So yeah. I'm looking forward to this video coming up.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Please stay tuned for that. You know, you see the social media on the screen. You gotta check it out. You know what I'm talking about. Vicky, what is the optimal experience that you're looking for? Excuse me, when you go to record. I know that you said that you don't like a lot of people there. You know, you like that solitude. But what is the best possible experience that could come out of recording for you?
Well, I would just compare that to like one experience I had recording. Like, I didn't know the engineer. I went in immediately, comfortable as hell, had my little shots of tequila.
Respect.
I completed everything in like one run, and
Wow.
that isn't usually me. So I would hope that any session moving forward is just like that. That it would be the optimal experience as well. Like, just being super comfortable with the engineer, super comfortable in the booth, and just doing my thing.
Are there any studios you prefer down here you want to shout out?
I love Cool and Dre's studio.
Okay, all right.
I really like Cool and Dre's studio a lot. I mess with Bay 8 a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you
And 70 Hertz too.
Big shout out, big shout out, big shout out.
70 Hertz.
What do you think a studio has to have in order for the vibes to be right?
We need the LED lights.
Ooh,
We need the lights for the vibes.
Let's be real.
Gotta have the lights. I think it's only right that people smoking weed.
Gang.
I don't smoke weed, but you know, that's part of the vibes.
It's part of the vibes.
Yeah, that's it. You know,
That's it.
and the people that are in there, if you happen to have people in there,
Right.
everybody has to be, let you do your thing.
All right, of course. When you first started out, were there any, like sketchy situations? Maybe, hey, let's record in the back of my garage with the doors closed, like shit like that shouldn't be going down. Maybe people trying to take advantage of a new artist. You hear about it all the time. Have you ever had an experience that maybe you would have liked to not have had?
I would say that I had one experience, but it wasn't as a new artist,
Okay.
actually. As a new artist, like, I always have my people who've recorded before, who've
Right.
been around everything, and they're like, look, do this, don't do that, da la 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 la.
Right.
But I have had one experience, like, going to the studio late night, and this wasn't the best situation, and I got the call the next day, like, listen, if you need security, we're going to get you security. Like, we don't want you going to the studio by yourself at 2 a.m, la, 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 la.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
definitely.
So I guess like that.
I guess it did.
Oh, yeah. Well, you hate to see that, ladies and gentlemen. You definitely hate to see that. What would you say, Nacio? What would you say, I guess, is one of the best tips that you could give a young aspiring singer just getting started?
A young aspiring singer just getting started. Be very focused. Know exactly what you want to do, what you will not do. Just be very direct. Don't worry about being likable.
Elaborate on that, please.
Don't worry about being likable, because it's like, I feel like with me, like, I smile a lot
Okay.
and shit like that. I smile a lot, show a lot of teeth, and sometimes people may take it the wrong way, especially in business.
Like they'll think you're flirting or something?
Yes, they probably will think you're flirting, and you know what I mean? Just be straight to the point, get it done, in and out, no hanging out, none of that.
Right.
Yeah, and that's it. Be very focused. Write down everything that you want to get done, everything that you want to do, because it gets it gets crazy.
It gets crazy.
Yeah.
What would you tell me one of those quote unquote crazy experiences in your career so far?
I wouldn't say I really had any crazy experiences.
Oh, yeah?
But I'm saying it gets crazy in terms of like once you get to the point where you're making traction, right? There's so many, like, for me personally, I feel like people pulling me from here, there, and it's kind of hard to kind of like keep in focus exactly what I had in mind to do because everybody else's ideas come into play. You get what I mean?
Did you ever feel taken advantage of?
No.
Good.
I have too many people around me that wouldn't let that happen. I talk to too many people.
Do you think it's important to have a quote unquote team behind you?
I think it's very important because no man can do anything all by themselves.
Facts.
Even though we'd love to, but nah, you need a team. You definitely need a team.
What would you say, what role does your team play for you?
Right now, I have, how do I even say this? I definitely, I mean, anything I ask for, I guess. I could say, like, anything I need help with, I feel very comfortable going to several different people around me dealing with my music, and they wouldn't turn me down as far as help.
Okay.
Yeah, whether I needed to find a place for a shoot or something like that, like, yeah.
Okay.
There's nobody around me that would not help.
What would you say is, I guess, the most important part when you're first starting out? What do you need the most when you're first starting out as an artist?
What do you need the most? Direction.
Direction.
Yeah.
As far as like what your sound, as far as like your next step, as far as what?
You need somebody to be honest with you. Yeah, because there are a lot of artists, and I'm just like, I listen to their stuff, or I'm watching them, and it's just like, I know ain't nobody telling you this ain't it. Yeah, you definitely need people around you, or at least somebody around you that's willing to say, nah.
It doesn't sound good.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good, or you shouldn't do this way, or because people get excited. Like once they see you doing even a little something, they get excited and they're just like, okay, yeah, I'm on board a lot, and they kind of try to bypass the little mistakes that you make. And I just feel like you need at least that one person to say, no, this is wrong, or you should try this a different way, or maybe, you know what I mean?
Have you had a person tell you that?
I really beg for people to tell me that.
For real?
Absolutely. I
Like,
try to
so you
remind
don't-
people all the time, like, please don't be a yes man. Like, keep it real.
So you don't mind if people are like, hey, this ain't it?
If you're somebody that means something to me,
Right.
yeah, I definitely want you to say this ain't it.
And at what point do you take that into consideration and scrap a song? And at what point are you just like, hey, maybe you're not right?
Multiple people.
Oh, so if multiple
Yeah,
people
if I
are
get
saying-
multiple, like, then I'll know, okay, maybe I should listen to it again. But I've never gotten that. I've never gotten this ain't it for a song.
Right.
But I mean, just in terms of like, the way things are being done, or you know what I mean? Like that.
Right. Vicky, what would you say, I guess, and not to get too political, but I do want to ask, the political climate, that was recently happening, especially with the transition of presidency or whatever the case, did that affect you at all in sense of who you record with, who you make a song with? Are you willing to work with an artist that has opposing political views, or do you, in your camp, it's this way or not?
Can I swear on here?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Politically, everything's fucked up.
Oh, respect.
Okay? So with that being said, as far as like people's opinions or their preference, as far as artists and me working with them, I don't give a damn.
Respect.
Like, it's just business.
It's just business.
Everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Right.
And everybody has their preferences. We're here to make music. We're not in a political campaign. We're not, you know what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah, that's it.
Respect. You're able to view the artist past the person, and that's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely. You know what I'm talking about? Because not
For
a lot
the most part.
Well, give me an example. What do you mean?
No, I'm saying, I mean, if it's something that, if there's somebody that like stands for something that I'm completely against, then probably not. I just
Right.
wouldn't associate myself.
Right.
But as far as politics, I don't give a damn.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if it's something you're completely against, the vibes are just not going to be right at the studio.
Right.
You know, it's
The
just
vibes
not.
wouldn't be there anyway.
Yeah, it would never work
Right.
out. But talk to me about the vibes with a producer. How do you find the person that's boom gonna make the track that you're gonna get on? Talk to me about your relationship with producers.
So, well, right now I've only worked with like a couple.
Okay.
Really a couple, like 2 different producers. And I mean, I don't know what to make of it yet. I want to work with many more before I kind of like have a set opinion on it. But with one of the ones that I've worked with so far, and I love the shit that he comes up with. Him and I butt heads like badly,
For
like
real?
every day.
About the music?
About the music, about everything, about the sky color, about everything. That's the craziest thing. But I love his work, and I love like everything he brings to me.
Okay.
So I don't really have an opinion on that as of yet, because I may find another producer that it's smooth sailing.
Right.
But I don't know, as of right now. One of my favorite producers, we fight all the time.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Big shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? If you want to shout out, you know what
We're
I'm
not
saying?
saying his
No, it's all good. It's all good. But big
You know
shout out
who
to
you
you.
are.
You know who you are. You know who you are. Are they able to really understand your sound though? Because I feel like that's one of the hardships that artists and producers have a lot of the times. That producers will have a certain idea of what the sound should be for you, and obviously you have a different idea. Does that happen a lot or no?
It does.
Yeah.
I feel like producer and artist relationships are so like that's so sensitive. I feel like it really is. But yeah, I feel like at times it's just like, okay, this is not me. You get what I'm saying?
Right,
but then
right.
again, you do have those people that push you out of your comfort zone, which you need those kind of people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh yeah. Have you ever had the the situation where you're sent a song, you're like, this ain't it, but you kind of like you listen to it a couple times and you're like, wait, hold up, it kind of slaps. Like, does that happen to you that it grows on you?
every time.
For real?
Every time I get sent shit, I'm just like, man, this shit, what? I don't do this. Like, this is not me. But then, like, a couple days will go by and I'll go back to I'm like, yeah, this is vibing.
All right.
Yeah. And then that ends up being shit people go crazy over. They're like, that shit hard.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember who was it? I think it was Lil Nas X that said he thought that the Old Town Road, he thought that shit was garbage. Like he had said, he's like, it's not gonna do well at all. And it became some crazy.
You know what's crazy about that? I just finished watching Tina Turner's documentary.
How was it?
And I fucking love her. I've been loved her before that.
Right.
But I watched it, and that even gave me even more inspiration to like push myself out of my comfort zone when these tracks are presented to me, the tracks that I don't like, because one of all of our favorite songs from her was Love Got to Do With It.
Oh.
She hated it.
What?
And I saw her in the little documentary thingy. They showed her in the studio, and she's like, "Oh, this ain't me." Like, ugh.
What?
Yeah, she didn't like it. She did not like it. And this is something that everybody around me tells me. Everybody that's into music, they're just like, "Listen, the one that's gonna hit is gonna be something that you probably don't even like, because that's really how it usually happens for people."
Right.
Yeah.
Which is kind of, I mean, I wanted to ask you 2 cents on on the Lil Nas X thing. There's so many, such a polarizing subject. But if there was ever one man who was not afraid of changing up his sound, was Lil Nas X. He went from, selling childhood playgrounds, making them go crazy with Old Town Road, to making gay clubs go crazy as well. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Montero. What do you think about, changing up your sound so drastically? What do you think about, I guess choosing to do something so polarizing, which in my personal opinion, I mean, it wasn't that crazy. It was a pair of shoes. It's not that big a deal, but everybody has their own opinion. What do you think about him changing up his sound, about the shoes, about everything?
About Montero as well?
Yeah.
I feel like, everybody has their reason for what they do, Me personally, I feel like he mudded it. Like he did a little too much. Only because
Like with the visuals?
with the visuals for sure. Only because, he amassed like such a young audience
Right.
with Old Town Road. I feel like at that point with great power comes great responsibility, right?
Right.
I feel like he amassed such a young audience that with what is the name of the shit? Montero?
Yeah.
Montero. I feel like he kind of did a little too much because it's like, okay, all of our kids love you.
Right.
And they're waking up and they're going to see Montero. You get what I'm saying?
New Lil Nas X, they're going to click on it.
Right. Which is your business if that's what you want to put out. Those are the sort of visuals, whatever message. I get the message. I absolutely get the message.
Right.
But it's like, I get the message at my age. These kids that are under 15,
Yeah, they might not.
do you think they get the message?
Right.
Or do they just see the visual and they're making whatever of it that their little minds can make of it?
Right.
So in that sense, I feel like he did too much.
Okay, respectable. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, every single week we have three segments. You know what I'm talking about. And the second one is actually called Mail Time. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Blues Clues. And we actually got a variety of questions from fans sent in. Another shout out every Saturday night. You can go on our social media, Midnight in Miami on Instagram, and you can ask our next illustrious guest some questions and they will be asked on the air. You know what I'm talking about.
What's that word that you keep using? Illustrious?
Illustrious. It's like the great divine. You know what I'm saying?
I love that.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right. Number one from our mail time questions. Vicky, what is your favorite food?
My favorite food. Raw oysters.
Damn.
I could eat that every day of my life.
For real?
Every day of my life.
Damn, I haven't had them in ages, bro.
Really?
Raw oysters.
Yeah, that's what I like.
Okay, respect. Is there
You
anything?
taking me on a date? Raw oyster bar.
Okay, damn, okay. I didn't know we were going on a date, but all right. Is there anything that comes a close second? Steak, you can't go wrong with steak.
Yeah.
I could never date a vegetarian, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, can't do it.
Second question from Mail Time Questions is, which we kind of briefly touched upon, but how would you describe your fashion sense?
Whatever the fuck I want.
Right.
Yeah.
As long as I look good.
Whatever makes my waist look slimmer and my booty look big.
Bro, you can put that on my tombstone too. You know what I'm saying? And then lastly, from our mail time questions, things that you enjoy to do besides music.
I like reading a lot.
Wow.
I like reading. I like doing research a lot.
Research on what?
Anything. Like on...
She's like, bro, Nixon, bro, I'm gonna find out.
Period. Yeah. No, like if let's say, how would I say? Anything that I'm interested in, I research it to the death. Like I research it until I know it front and back.
Damn.
Like, I really like doing that a lot.
And then as far as reading, any books that you would suggest or any series, anything like that?
I like a lot of self-help books.
Very cool.
I think I like The Secret a lot. It's an oldie, but it's a goodie.
Okay.
I like The Secret, and I like The Art of Seduction.
Oh, damn. Okay. Damn, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, that's mail time. You know what I'm saying? The Art of Seduction, check it out, because that's a banger. You know what I'm talking about? I don't even know if they have Barnes & Noble anymore, but I know they don't have Borders. Shout out Borders. Damn, Borders was the spot, too. Let me tell you.
Borders? I never even heard of that.
How dare you?
Barnes and Nobles, yes.
Barnes and Noble's a spot for sure. Talk to me about your influence from being in Miami. You know, you get singers in New York, you get singers in Cali, you get all sorts of artists from different places. But what do you think that Miami brings out of you, or what do you think Miami does for you?
Miami just, you know that Criollo seasoning?
Yeah.
You know what that is? Everybody know what Criollo is? I feel like Miami is the Criollo season. No, for real. Because I've lived elsewhere, and it's like I've lived elsewhere, I've traveled elsewhere. I feel like Miami is the Criollo seasoning. Like you get Haitian, Jamaican, Cuban, Puerto Rican. It's just
There's so much.
Yeah, the melting pot. It's just you're so familiar. You get all, even if you're not Cuban,
right?
Even if you're not Haitian, an element of all of those different islands and nationalities go into you. It really does.
It really does. It really does.
Yeah, I think that's what.
It plays. Yeah. Do you are you big into nightlife?
Sometimes.
Like more so performing than anything, or
yeah. When I have to.
Yeah.
When I have to, I'm outside.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you think that networking is more of a, I guess, an indicator of success and talent right now, or do you think people are still basing it off talent?
I wish people were still basing it off talent.
Right.
But I won't say that networking is an indicator, but I will say networking is a huge piece.
Right.
Because I remember there was a point where I was just like putting out music, freestyle, da la 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 la, and I felt like I wasn't getting as far as I got when I started really networking. There was a point where I wasn't really dropping music or freestyles like that. And I was out at these parties, and meeting different people. I feel like that took me further than me putting out music.
For real?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, so networking is a huge heavyweighter. Like, it's a huge piece.
Do you think it's impossible to pursue a career without social media right now?
Well, nothing's impossible, but that's close to it.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
I mean, how, do you think that social media, what role do you think social media had for you in your growth and your success?
Social media is like that's your marketing, that's your advertising. You know what I'm saying? More so by yourself. Right. You literally market and advertise yourself via social media if you know how to do it correctly.
Right.
So it plays a huge role.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what I'm talking about. Every single week we have three segments. You know what I'm talking about. And the third is actually the quest for the truth. You know what I'm talking about. And I actually get a random card from this here deck of cards. And I get everybody in the... but that's the thing. That's the beauty of it. And I hope my camera people put their cameras down because they're gonna answer this question as well. Big shout out to you as well. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out LA Productions. Big shout out LA Productions. Shout out LA Productions. You know what I'm talking about. But the random question for the day, which everyone, you know what I'm saying, is gonna answer. Starting with Vicky.
Okay.
What's one of your pet peeves?
Ooh, I have so many.
No, I was saying everybody start thinking.
One of my pet peeves. One of my pet peeves.
Or you can name numerous.
I'm gonna give you a few.
I'm gonna give you a few.
The first one is someone saying that they're gonna do something and they don't do it.
Oh,
that's one. Two, I do this all the time, but I don't care. I don't like when other people do it. Just the misspelling. We got autocorrect.
Bruh.
We got autocorrect.
Bruh.
I don't like misspelling stuff via text message.
Right.
The third one is a guy not opening my door. Like if we're out somewhere and you don't open my door, who raised you?
It's a rap.
Who raised you? It's not a rap, but it's just like, come on.
Like, what are you doing?
What the hell, bro? Do you want this or not?
Respect. Hey, Chivalry and Dead, bro. Open that damn door, bro. If there's one thing, open that door.
That's it for now.
Okay. It's just like, I'll work on the list later, you know what I'm saying? Ignacio, what is one of your pet peeves? The man makes his way to the microphone.
Yeah. I guess someone who says who's going to be there and it's not there for you. You know, like if you feel like you're close boy or not.
That's what I said.
You gotta say another one. You're literally piggybacking off her answer.
Well, I mean, maybe she got it from me first.
Another one.
Let me see.
You got one in there.
I don't know. That's like the big one for me, to be honest.
It's a big one.
Period.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Also, I know he hates it when mom makes food that she knows that he doesn't like. LA, what is one of your pet peeves?
I would say when somebody chews with their mouth open.
Ooh.
Sometimes it tastes better like that. Sometimes it's better like it's the
said-
air and the saliva. It's sometimes
She said, bro, the oxygen, it mixes the flavors.
I got another one. When somebody breathes close to me.
Oh, I thought you said when someone breathes, I was like, it's going to be hard for me.
I don't know them, and they're too close to me, and they're breathing on me.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
God.
was like, I don't need your hair. I need your air on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is one of your pet peeves?
My just experiences today is not getting direction.
Okay. Yes.
So if I have a project that I need direction and where we're going, what we're doing.
Right.
It's just I like to be pre-prepared.
Pre-prepared. Right.
Prepared before I'm prepared.
Okay. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, in case you don't know, we got 73 cameramen today. You know what I'm saying? We figure it out. We make it happen. You know what I'm saying? We got footage for the entire year today. You know what I'm saying? Gang.
that's it.
I would want to know.
Everybody gang.
Hey, right. What is one of your pet peeves?
Late people.
Ooh.
And I'm always late.
You were not late today.
You don't like me?
They were late. They were early. They were early. They were early. What you
Let me
mean?
tell you, today is the first time we're early because
For
of
real?
her. I'm late to everything.
Dang, respect, yo. Okay, all right. That's good, man. We got solid pet peeves over here. We got solid pet peeves. Okay. Let me see. I'll throw one in the ringer. Let me see. Pet peeve. Bruh. Those dumbass. Bro, if you're at the movie theater and you're speaking things loud, cracking jokes for the movie because you think you're funny, you're ain't funnier than the movie. I guarantee you that. That's annoying AF. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. Vicky, talk to me about, the events. We briefly talked about, socializing and networking and all that good stuff. But talk to me about, going to events where your sole purpose is meeting new artists or meeting other artists that you haven't met before. And kind of like, how do you gauge an artist to be like, hey, you know what? I think we'd make a good track together. How do you kind of get that?
Honestly, I've never felt that with anybody.
Word?
I've never felt that with anybody. It's usually other artists reaching out to me.
Okay.
And they're just like, oh, why would you? Let's do this. Da, da, da. Yeah, I've never. No, not to say that I can't or won't,
Right.
but I just haven't yet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Usually when I meet other artists, it's just like I'm kind of like watching them, not for the purpose of, oh, let's see if they fit within my whatever so we could work together. I'm just trying to see what's up.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you afraid of branching out of your sound? Kind of how we were talking about, Lil Nas X, he switched up completely. Are you not afraid to, release a damn yodeling album next year? You know what I'm saying? Like you switched it up, you ain't afraid?
Not afraid. I want to do it.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Do a damn country album, a damn opera album,
Opera for sure.
Gang.
I love
Okay.
opera.
For real?
Yeah, I really like opera.
Okay. All right.
I
for
like
sure.
listening to it.
All right.
Hopefully.
I've done a couple things with Florida Grand Opera. Get you some tickets. You know what I'm saying? We'll get it popping.
Nice.
For real. It's nice. It's nice. Talk to me about, the different sounds that have kind of like molded into who you are. You briefly mentioned some of the artists that you liked, but talk to me about the artists that your parents listened to, or that artists that your parents introduced you to. Talk to me a little bit about that.
It's so funny because my dad, he's so weird. So I like any artist that's really different. And when I say different, like when Young Thug came out, I was like, oh, he's so weird. I love it. You know what I mean? And
Right.
Nicki came out and she was different initially.
Right.
So it's like, well, my dad is really who introduced me to music, like since I was super, I don't even know how far back. It's always been like a really musical household. Music has always played a huge role. And I was like 8 years old listening to I Ain't a Killer, but Don't Push Me. Revenge is like a sweet joy. And you know what I mean? I was 8.
Wow.
So he bought me that. He bought me Outkast. He brought me Lauryn Hill. And he also got me listening to Chicago. I don't know if you know who that is.
Okay, I thought you were talking about the musical for a second.
No,
Sorry,
no.
continue.
The band. Van Morrison.
Oh, wow.
Like Kid Rock. Like he just had me.
So versatile.
He had me listening to everything. That's why I love every kind of music.
Wow.
My dad played the guitar, but the acoustic guitar.
Wow.
Growing up. So I listen to everything.
A big shout out, Dad. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out. That's the versatility and in those artists that you mentioned alone. Mm-hmm. Wow. Vicky, talk to me about some dream collabs of yours. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? Some artists that you're like, God, I would do anything to just have a track with you.
Dream collabs. I think Nicki off top. Everybody, any and every female artist. Like if you don't say Nicki, you lying.
You're lying.
That's one.
Okay.
Gucci for sure. You know, Andre 3 Stacks. I don't think he does music anymore, but that would be a dream collab with Outkast. I just love them so much.
Right.
Who else?
Big boy.
New school or old school? New school.
Give me anything.
I like Future.
Okay.
Thug, I really like Thug.
Are you into the whole Drake thing or not?
Hey, Drake get on your shit, kid. You out of there.
Oh, yeah.
Drake get on your shit.
Don't get me wrong.
Let's throw Drake in there.
Okay, yeah. Throw Drake in there. For sure.
Drake get on your shit, you out of there. I'm very open. Like I said, I like artists that are different, that don't really fit the mold, or artists that kind of like broke the mold. Right. I love that.
What do you think about this? It's weird. This whole thing, I don't want to say it's not a thing, but
spit it out.
Pop Smoke, so many artists that have been murdered as of late. I mean, it's been happening forever. Right. I mean, you just you mentioned Pac, you mentioned Biggie, but as of now, it's kind of like a resurging. Why do you think that is?
I don't want anybody to get mad at me, but personally, I'm a big believer in energy, and I feel like consciousness, like when everybody's like thinking the same thing, is sending a lot of energy towards that. Like you have to understand, like a lot of these artists, like Pac and Biggie's beef, whatever, it was public. A lot of people were thinking about it. There was a lot of energy going towards it, like stuff like that. I feel like if you find yourself in that sort of situation, me personally, I'm trying to talk to the artist directly. I'm not trying to go on wax. I'm not trying to do none of that. Whatever we're going to do, if we really want to fight for real, let's meet at the corner store. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm not interested in taking things publicly like that, like to make it a spectacle.
Has someone tried to do that with you?
Huh?
Has someone tried?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay, good.
No, but I'm saying, like, if in fact that were to happen, I'd try to take care of it right then and there, because a lot of these situations, besides like Pop Smoke's situation, a lot of these were like, oh, public beefs and la 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 la, and I ain't on that at all.
Is there a reason why you're not interested in having the public beef to sell tickets, to sell sales, all that? Do you think it's not needed? Do you think it's beneath you? What do you think?
Just me personally, I've never been that type of person that's gonna go tell Sally this, tell Joe that, tell that, so that it could. I've never been the dramatic type of person in that sense. I'd rather, because I feel like when I go to sleep at night, I want to go to sleep and go to sleep. I don't want to go to sleep at night and have one eye open. No. Let's figure it out right now, and then that's it. Right. That's why I feel that way. One, and two, I feel like the social consciousness and everybody focusing on one thing in particular, it plays into certain things happening. I just feel like that personally.
Respect. Vicky, where do you see the future of the game heading?
I don't know, kid. Honestly, I just feel like I hope it goes back to talent.
Facts.
Talent, lyricism, and not popularity beating out the talent.
Preach.
That's it.
Preach.
But I heard Nicki dropping something on Friday. It might be going back to talent. We don't know.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. God. Before we start wrapping up with this beautiful, illustrious guest that we have, you know what I'm
Love that
saying? What would you give me some top 3 albums for you? 3 albums that you can listen to front to back, nonstop, no questions asked.
I would say Summer Walker's album, the one that she said, "Won't you say my name, say my name?" That one.
Okay.
That's one. Who else? Damn, people gonna be mad at me because I'm gonna go to nothing recent. Nicki's last album. What was that? What was her last album?
What was the name of it?
It was not Pink
It wasn't
Friday.
Pink Friday.
She had something else where she was looking like a little lion or whatever.
Oh, yes,
She was on the tree.
yes.
That one.
You see it on the screen.
Queen something.
Okay.
And we're gonna stop at 2.
Okay, stop at 2. Damn. All right, bangers. You see him on the screen.
Bryson Tiller, come back.
Oh,
Yeah.
what happened to him?
I don't know. That was one of the last things I could listen to front and back to.
For real?
For sure. For sure.
You briefly spoke about your relationship with producers. I want to know your relationship with engineers now. What do you think is a more important relationship? The one with your producer or your engineer?
Both. I think they're both equally as important.
Oh, really?
Well, equally. Producers are like what, 90%,
Okay.
and engineers are like 70.
Okay.
Yeah, because the engineer, I feel like has to know your sound and what sounds best with your voice, like where. And I think it's important too.
Do you
To
is
have a
there
set engineer?
is there an engineer you work with right now? Is there any that you go back to, or are you fine with picking?
Zach, 70 hertz.
Boom. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out. Are you okay with occasionally getting a random engineer, or do you not?
I'm not too fond of that.
Right, because they're not gonna know your sound.
Yeah, I feel like it's like starting from square one, kind of.
Have you had the unfortunate situation where you went to work with a random engineer and I mean you kind of had to scrap the whole thing because it didn't work out, or?
Yeah.
Wow. What went wrong?
I just feel like they didn't get me. They didn't get what I was going for, the sound I was going for, the direction. Yeah.
And before we wrap up again, I always wrap up with with one question. If you could tell your 12-year-old self something, what would it be?
Ooh. Slow your ass down. Don't be be more patient. Did I say be more patient? Be more patient. Everything's gonna work out. Believe in yourself much more. Much more.
Is patience a problem for you?
Not so much now, but I could say that before. Like I was very impulsive.
Oh yeah?
Very much. So yeah, just be patient. Have faith that everything's gonna work out and believe in yourself much, much more.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's
it.
beautiful. Vicky, first of all, can we just give it up for all our illustrious guest, Vicky Vee in the His House.
Thank you.
What a magnificent episode that we have today. An episode of colossal proportions, as we always do here at midnight in Miami studios. You know what I'm talking about, where you can check us out when? Every Thursday at midnight. You know what I'm talking about. Vicky, where can the people follow you? Where can they follow your journey to the motherfucking top?
As of right now, you can follow my journey at I am Vicky. That's with the Y, Vee on Instagram. I won't give you my Twitter because I'm about to delete it. Because you know how they do people with Twitters.
Oh my God, you get canceled left and right.
Oh yeah. Twitter's it's a ticking. Listen, we on countdown with Twitter. So follow me on my Instagram. I'll let you know I'm working on my website right now, and I'll have it up on there soon.
That's beautiful. Before we wrap up, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I was gonna say go to I am Vicky Vee on YouTube as well. I am V Music. Anything Vicky VEE, search it, and you're gonna find me.
Search it, find it, follow her. All right? Duh. You know what I'm saying? You see it on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. How easy can we make it for you? You see the text. Just go in and follow it. You know what I'm saying? It's very easy.
And I follow back.
She follows back. She's very good about that. Mad respect. Vicky, is there anything that you want to leave off to our audience before we wrap up with?
Thank you guys so much. Please don't be shy. Message me if you find me on Instagram. When you find me on Instagram, message me. I message back. Leave comments. Share. I really value you guys' opinions. Yeah, love you.
Love you. Ladies and gentlemen, this artist is a powerhouse, okay? A powerhouse of talent, okay? You cannot be more fulfilled emotionally, psychologically, everything when you check out her sounds. Truly a magnificent artist. You know what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, every Thursday at midnight, you know what it is. You go on Spotify. You go on Apple Podcasts. You go on Deezer. You go on damn Pandora, bro. You hit my DM, I'll send you a damn cassette, bro. I'll figure it out. You know what I'm saying? I'll make it happen. Ladies and gentlemen, every Thursday at midnight, you know what I'm saying? If it's not on YouTube, you know where to find us. You see the info on the bottom. You check out the Instagram. You check out the YouTube. You check out all that good stuff. Because every Thursday, we're going to have a brand new guest with a brand new story. And they're going to be illustrious. Nevertheless,
not as much as me,
obviously, and that goes without saying, clearly. Vicky, thank you again so much for dropping on by.
For having me.
We can't wait for the next one. You know, we'll talk about the upcoming music video that you're gonna be having released soon. So please stay tuned for that. You know what I'm saying? That's something to look forward to right when you follow her. Every Thursday at midnight, you know what it is. Holla!
Yo.
And it don't matter what the world thinks. You can say how you feel on midnight in Miami. When you can push it to the limit, it gets real with only one and ill. Get locked into midnight.